Good afternoon and welcome to the first BT Rally webinar. This is Sonia Reinhardt. I'm the Regional Education Facilitator for the Northeast. Before we get started, we wanted to go over a few norms for our meeting this evening. First, please be sure that if you've not muted yourself already to do so, as background noise may cause others to miss information. Please feel free to use the chat box for any comments, suggestions, or questions you have, as we will be monitoring this throughout the presentation. We are recording this webinar and we will send to everyone in case you want to review the information, share with your superintendents, administrators, and possibly your lead mentors. Again, we are excited to share the BT Rally idea with you. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this presentation over to the Teacher of the Year for the region, Jamie Dickerson, and the Principal of the Year, Steve Lassiter.
Good evening, everyone. It's really exciting to be able to talk with you today. And just a little bit about who we are. First, you've heard from Sonia Reinhardt, our Regional Education Facilitator. I'm Steve Lassiter, the Northeast Region Principal of the Year. And with me also is Jamie Dickerson, the Northeast Region Teacher of the Year.
Okay, firstly, let us talk a little bit about what we're planning to do and how we met and got started. First, Steve is from Edenton, which is Chowan County, and I am from Roanoke Rapids, which is in Halifax County. So being a product from the Northeast region, we understand the needs and importance of keeping quality teachers in the classroom. With that being said, let me give you a background of how it actually all got started. Steve and I met in a kind of peculiar situation when he was interviewing in Pitt County for Principal of the Year. Right from the start, I saw a passion that we had in common, which was retaining and keeping great teachers and the importance of it. Immediately, our passion was for recruitment and retention, and after spending many events together, the BT Rally was then formed.
So basically, with that said, from Jamie, my great colleague, I want to share with you our goal. And basically, our goal is to basically celebrate and acknowledge accomplishments of beginning teachers across school districts in the Northeast region in an effort to retain high quality teachers in Eastern North Carolina. We know that it is really important that we nurture and cater to our beginning teachers, because those are the individuals who are going to stay and remain in the profession and make sure that our students here in Eastern North Carolina are successful in obtaining a great education. So our Be Wild theme, which is what we're really excited about. What is the acronym WILD? What does that stand for? Win, inspire, lead, and dominate. So how do we get our beginning teachers to understand that each and every day that they go into the classroom, they can win? They can win their students over. They can win in learning instructional practices. It's just really great. How do they inspire? How do they inspire their children to want to come to school and learn every day and get the things that they need to be those 21st century learners that we're always talking about? And then how do they lead? How do they lead as a teacher in their classroom, in their schools? And then my favorite thing that I always talk about, that Jamie talks with me all the time about, that I get excited, is how do they dominate the teaching profession? One thing that Jamie and I shared with beginning teachers here in Pitt County is that they have a voice in legislation, policy, communicating with their legislators. Those things are very important in order for all of us to dominate the teaching profession. And we start with our beginning teachers. So this is very exciting for us and something that Jamie and I hold very personal in terms of making sure that we have those good teachers that we're looking for.
Within our WILD theme, we want to connect the 3 R's, which are rigor, relevancy, and relationships. And we want teachers to know how they can integrate the 3 R's into their classroom and to make their students successful. We believe that the 3 R's are a crucial foundation for every teacher in every classroom. And if we can figure out how to let them know how they can get these R's in their classroom, we feel that their BT years and their upcoming years, they will be successful, in hopes to, once again, not only keep them in the classroom, but let them be an effective teacher that help our children in the end.
So just to sort of paint a picture of what our BT Rally looked like in Pitt County and what it can sort of look like for your school district or districts, to the right are a few pictures that we used here in our platform to just share with you how it looked and sort of the staging for us. We had over 200 beginning teachers actually attend our session. And Jamie and I had some great backdrops and designs there that were really remarkable and created by some of the high school teachers, shop teachers who were able to have those wonderful pieces there for us, as you can see. And so our rally sort of started off with a welcome from a district official. Opening remarks were given also by a district official. And then Jamie was going to talk to you a little bit about what other pieces of the program look like.
Well, you're not getting a visual of Steve and I, but we have a lot of energy and we have a hard time just talking. So we did Kahoot It, which was something that we wanted to kind of lighten the mood. We wanted to have fun with BTs, but we also wanted to get crucial information out. So we used Kahoot It to address issues that BTs are facing, challenges they face in their first, second, or third year. And it was a really great way to get them interactive and working with people at their table and maybe BTs they have not met before. It was a lot of fun. We used technology and it made everybody happy and get a couple laughs in there. The next thing that we did is Steve and I will go back and forth in our wild presentation. And this is what we love to do because Steve and I bounce really great off of one another. And I think everybody enjoys hearing from a teacher and a principal. So they get both points of views during our wild presentation. And we address everything that we've previously talked about, what it is to be a wild teacher and what it is to use the 3 R's and be an effective teacher in their classroom.
So after all of that, especially with the Kahoot presentation, Jamie and I really, really loved that because not only was it fun, but it was a tool that beginning teachers could use to embed technology into instructional practice, which was really fun to see. And so that led into our question and answer session. So the beginning teachers were allowed to ask Jamie and I any question that they had in their minds. And we worked really hard to sort of give great answer or sort of go back and say, you know what, we may not know the answer to that, but we can get back with you. And also giving out our information and just basically having a session of information sharing. And then we were able to have BT of the Year awards. And these awards were given to beginning teachers in year 2 or 3 because they had time to really prove themselves as a high quality teacher. They had that track record that they were really strong teachers. And so we wanted to be clear about celebrating their work and acknowledging their work as beginning teachers. Closing remarks were possibly done by, again, a district official. And the great thing was here in Pitt County was we were given pretty much an open budget to have fun and just do things that, to really get the BTs excited. So we used a large portion of our budget to have dinner. And Jamie and I went out and got door prizes from some local businesses. Now, this was our Pitt County menu, so to speak. It is customizable. We can definitely tailor it to fit your needs and your wants for your district because we know that everyone's budget is totally different from district to district. But this format is actually very doable for Jamie and I. But if you want to add in or throw in something, feel free to talk with us and we definitely can make things happen for you. If dinner does not work for your district, then that can actually be something that we may not do. Or if it's something you want to do, if you come together as partner districts, that's something that we definitely could do or just sort of minimize how much we do in terms of food, etc. And again, our rally actually started at 4:30 and ended at 6:30. Well, we thought it would end at 6:30. It went from 4:30 until 7 o'clock-ish because the BTs had such a great time. Jamie, you want to comment about that?
Yeah, not only was our goal to help recruit and retain, we were really excited to see what a great time the BTs had and winning Teacher of the Year and Steve winning Principal of the Year. We know what it feels like to be recognized for your hard work. And we could see that on the faces of the BTs that won. And we could also see it in just, I guess, the relaxed atmosphere that we created where all BTs in our county got a chance to talk. So we were really excited at the end of the night to see the positive feedback that we got from the BT rally. And so we really think this is really important for the Northeast region to help recruit and retain and get our morale up and, get a good face on for our region and what we're doing in North Carolina. we want to share this wild energy across the whole region because Steve and I are as wild as they come.
And the picture here in this last slide that we're sharing with you is basically all of the BTs of the year. You know, Pitt County Schools has a total of 36, 37 schools. So Jamie and I pretty much created our own certificate that was in a frame, and each of them were awarded their certificates and frames and received their own personal door prizes, which is really exciting. And in this picture also, if you look to the far left, that's our superintendent, Dr. Ethan Linker, and to the far right, you'll see picture of Jamie and I with all of the BTs from elementary all the way to high school. So what do we do from here? Basically, once you get this actual presentation, you can click on this link. It should be live and accessible to click on a Google Doc for the rally. And Ms. Reinhardt will actually send all of this information to you once we're done. So we have the rally information sheet here, which is our contact information. We're just really excited about this session that we're going to be able to offer to you. And outside of this session, if there's anything that Jamie and I can do for your district, here's our contact information. Please feel free to email us. Feel free to find us on Twitter, phone calls. We're so open to do whatever we need to do to help our region or ensure that our region is successful despite the challenges I know that we're facing with a lot of changes in education. So here's what we're asking you to do. If you would, as LEAs, if you could work together as partner districts to host a BT rally. So I believe we have, Ms. Reinhardt, nearly 19 districts within our region. And so what we're doing, if you could possibly partner together, we'd like to host 2 sessions, BT rallies in the spring, and 2 rallies in the fall. So maybe if 4 or 5 LEAs could get together, pick a good date, and then work together and have one person from the host district communicate with Jamie and I, that would be really good. So once you have made the decision, and Ms. Reinhardt can sort of help you in terms of what districts would be great to partner together. It could be by proximity. It could be by the number of BTs that you have in your district. And then if you would go back into this Google Doc that you're seeing by July 10th, if you would put the name of the host district, for example, Pitt County could be the host district, and then the contact or coordinator, which would be whoever coordinates BT in the region would go there, and then whoever the partner LEAs are. So if you're partnering with 4 or 5 other LEAs, if you could put the name of the coordinator, BT coordinator, their name, information, indicate your actual date, which will be in the spring or the fall, and then the location in terms of where you're going to actually host the rally, and then you basically all of your partner districts, what is the number of participants that you would have. And that's basically it, that in terms of how we'll be able to organize it. Jamie and I will handle all the legwork with the certificate. We later send you communication in terms of choosing your BT of the year so that all of that can be done. If you can basically get the space together and the location, Jamie and I and Ms. Reinhardt will be there, and we can handle the rest. And that's basically the logistics of it. We can get wild together. All of us can do it together. Exactly. That will be fun and exciting. So we're really excited about this. So at this time, if you have any questions or any comments, if you'll use the section on the GoToWebinar control panel, which is to your right or wherever you've placed it on your screen, where it says chat. If you will put your questions in the area that says chat, and we can take questions at this time. Or if you unmute your screen, we can actually take questions that everyone can hear.
Miss Harris, can you hear us?
Yes.
Do you have a question?
Well, I was just checking what you we're thinking of numbers because, I'm in Elizabeth City, have the larger BT group, pretty close, not as big as Pitt County, but I know I have more BTs than McClemens and Camden do. How, thinking logistically about numbers, what you were thinking, do you give the teachers a choice to attend? Um, that sort of thing.
Ms. Harris, that is actually a really good question, and sort of what we did here in Pitt County. It was pretty much communicated that it was not a choice, but if they did have something that was pressing that came up, they could obviously be excused if their principal excused them. But Jamie and I wasn't, really that comfortable in basically saying you have to come. Of course, I wanted to be sure that I was respectful to my principal colleagues, but I would actually say if it would be up to the LEA, the more, the merrier. And if you all set the precedent or the standard that all BTs did have to come, it would obviously be worth their while.
Gotcha. Well, I'm so excited because Jamie, Jamie, both of you were on my list to contact to talk to my new teachers during our orientation. I just hadn't gotten my emails out yet.
Oh, well, we are so excited then to come to you. We would love that.
I would love it.
We would love it too.
Yeah, I really would. Are you thinking we just pick a day, or should we look at a teacher work day? When you talk about the rallies, but if we do it after school, we can pick any day.
It could be after school. That is fine with us. However, if you want to customize the date, we can work around that. But I would say after school is actually fine. But if you find on a work day that'll work well for your district, as well as the other partner districts coming together, if that works, that is totally fine. We're open to making this work for you as you need it to work.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Hello, Miss Bowen. How are you? Hello, Miss Bowen.
Lisa? Maybe she doesn't have permission to unmute. Oh, wow. Hello, Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans, we've unmuted you because it looks like you have a question. Do you happen to have a question for Jamie or Steve? Oh, they put it in the questions bar. We're sorry, we were looking in the chat box. We've just noticed that these are in the question bar, so we're going to answer these. So sorry.
Hi, Lisa. I see your question there and comment. It would really be great to be back in Martin County. I really miss you guys there. We'd love to. Jamie and I would love to come there and host a rally. That would be absolutely great. We can make it happen. Yeah, if you want to talk with other LEAs that can actually join in, we'll be there. Sounds good.
Mr. Evans.
Mr. Evans, we saw your question about not being able to meet until September, but could we talk when the school year starts? Absolutely. Jamie and I are open to that. So if you want to just use our contact information and just shoot us an email or give us a call when you're ready to sit down and talk, we can definitely get something going for the 15 LEAs that you represent. I'm sorry, Ms. Bowen, that you can't unmute yourself. We can Mrs. Reinhardt is gonna unmute you, so you should be able to talk. You should be able to speak now if you have a microphone. Miss Bowen, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yay! I got so excited I completely knocked myself out of the webinar a while ago.
You're getting wild in Martin County.
Right.
I would love to host and have counties around us come. This is very exciting to me, and of course, we were so excited that you, Steve, got Principal of the Year, and we're excited for your Teacher of the Year too. But Steve was with us for a year. We wish it was more, but we'll take you back for a short period of time.
Oh, that's awesome. I'd love to come back.
But I'll get with Sonia and see if we can round up some people around Martin County, and maybe we can do something in the fall.
Okay, that sounds good. We look forward to it. And you're gonna love Jamie. Jamie is dynamic. She's a phenomenal teacher and does a lot with whole brain. So I don't know if I can convince her to maybe do some whole brain training with some of the teachers there. I mean, that is remarkable. She's going to get me, but with Common Core and students who are sort of struggling readers, she really knocked it out of the park with EOG scores. And I'm talking 80, 90% proficiency with students who are struggling. And so she's remarkable. I think she'll have a lot to offer the district here.
That would be fabulous.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Evans. I see your question about meeting with you and talking about principal support for beginning teachers. Definitely, we can make that happen. One of my passions as a principal is working with beginning teachers. Our school has about 630 students, and this year I had 21 beginning teachers. So as you can imagine, that was very complex, but all of them were very successful, and that was with our instructional coaches, our intervention specialists, and I constantly am meeting with them weekly in terms of how they can be successful, how can I support them. And I think that is just one of the pieces that we've had two Teach for America candidates at our school, and they've been extremely successful. And that's because we've been nurturing and really supportive of things that they need as a beginning teacher. So I'd love to talk to you in terms of talking with principal support for beginning teachers. Are there any more questions or anything that you'd like to ask? If you do have a question, we definitely can unmute you and continue our conversation. Otherwise, we'll wait for a few seconds and we'll log off, and then Ms. Reinhardt will send you further information, the presentation as well as the Google Doc. I believe Ms. Stewart just joined our conversation. Hello, Ms. Stewart. It's good to, Dr. Stewart, it is so good to have you with us.
Hi, Dr. Stewart.
You're welcome, Ms. Harris. We're excited. I think it's the BTs in Pitt County were very excited, and I think that we're going to see some good things over the years as we continue to honor them and celebrate them for their work.
Well, we would like to thank everyone for joining us this evening to have our first BT Rally webinar. In just a moment, if there are no more questions, we are going to conclude the meeting. We will be sending you a copy of the presentation as well as the Google Doc for you to fill out as you begin to collaborate with your other LEA partners and partnerships. So again, on behalf of Jamie Dickerson, Steve Lassiter, and Sonia Reinhardt, We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to working with you and your awesome beginning teachers with some wild presentations in the near future. We thank you and have a great night.